Hi everyone, my name is Sahil and I shall be taking discussion on current affairs questions that came in UPSC Prelims 2024. And for this, I am going to use the section A paper. In section A, the current affairs questions we have sorted here in this particular slide. And first current affair question in section A that we found was question number 11. And this particular question is asking about the airports. First of all, let's understand that what the question says and then we'll go in the details. So question reads that in the recent past, which of the above has been constructed as a greenfield project? Now, what is a greenfield project? So greenfield are those infrastructure projects that have been constructed from the scratch. Earlier there was no project and now it has been constructed. There are certain projects which are upgraded from some existing ones. They are called as brownfield projects. For example, let's say there is Indira Gandhi Airport in Delhi. One additional terminal is being added. That will be called as a brownfield project. So greenfield are something which are constructed from the scratch. And recently, actually, what happened? The cabinet gave principal approval for the 21 greenfield airports. And let's consider these ones. So when we talk about the Doni Polo Airport, it is in Arunachal Pradesh and it has been constructed in order to enhance the connectivity of Northeast India. So it is a greenfield project. Kushinagar International Airport, it has been constructed to enhance the Buddhist pilgrimage, So it is also constructed. Now, first of all, guys, if now I am pretty sure that if you are going through the current affairs, then at least Kushinagar International Airport you might be knowing. Now, if we just know about Kushinagar, so understand this thing, we can outrule option C, okay, and we left with only three options A, B, and D. No, Vijayawada International Airport. So Vijayawada International Airport, it recently its status got upgraded to international airport, but actually it was an existing airport. It was already there. So it is not a greenfield project. So 3 is not there, 1 and 2 are there. So right option that we have here is A, 1 and 2 only. Okay, moving on to next question. Okay. So the next is question number 24 that we have, and it talks about World Toilet Organization. So we have statements. Number one, it is one of the agency of United Nations. So no, World Toilet Organization is not the agency of United Nation. It is not the agency under the United Nation. It is an independent NGO, non-government organization, and it works on advocacy of sanitation, usage of toilets, etc. Second, World Toilet Summit, World Toilet Day, World Toilet College are the initiatives of this organization to tackle the sanitation crisis. Yes, this statement is right. Its main focus is to grant fund. No, the focus is not to grant fund. Now understand this thing that you see that when we talk about the least developed countries, how many countries are there who have the sanitation problem, toilet problem? Okay, now World Toilet Organization, fine, it is not that big that it can provide the fundings to the developing countries and least developed countries. Large focus is on the advocacy, awareness, nudging the people with respect to maintenance of sanitation, hygiene, etc. So statement 3 is not right. Now suppose if you have just an idea that it is not the agency of UN, how many statements you can rule out? You can rule out C. Okay. Second, however, the third is also right or wrong. So what will be the right answer? Right answer is 2 only A. 2 only A. Now moving on and let's take the next question. So next question that we have is question number 26. And basically it reads, now the next statement that we have is question number 26. And what it talks about, it actually talks about the, just a minute. Fine. So the next one that we have here, it is actually talking about the 100 million farmer initiative. 100 million farmer initiative. Now let's read the statements. Number one, it is a platform for accelerating the transition towards food and water system that are net zero, carbon nature positive, and aims to increase farmer resilience. Second, it is an international alliance and a network of individual and farming organizations interested in supporting and strengthening the development of organic animal husbandry. So before going forward, let's analyze these particular statements a little bit. Now, first of all, guys, if you just analyze the statement A and statement B, you'll find that the domain of statement B is very, very narrow. You see, the domain is organic animal husbandry. What it is talking about? It is talking about the organic animal husbandry, very narrow domain. Now, 100 million farmer initiative. Just if we apply the logic, does this narrow mandate with such a big initiative, 100 million farmer, does it goes in line with this? It doesn't goes in line with this. Same, if you read the statement C, it is a digital platform integrated with service providers and built on blockchain that lets buyers, sellers, and third parties to trade fertilizers. Again, a very narrow domain, only fertilizers. Now, understand this thing that if you are well versed with respect to international organizations and platforms, usually they have a very broad prerogative. We'll be talking on multiple of the priorities. Third, D, it is a platform with the mission of encouraging farmer to form FPOs or agribusiness, facilitating the access to global open markets to sell their products. It looks plausible. It looks plausible. A and D looks plausible. Now, what is this particular initiative? Now you need to mark this on knowledge basis. So this 100 plus farmer initiative is an initiative under WEF, and this particular initiative actually aims to ensure that agriculture becomes carbon neutral. The carbon footprint as well as the water footprint of agriculture should come down. Now, for example, guys, when we talk about the agriculture, if we take example of paddy crops, for example, let's take the example of India. Haryana and Punjab are the major growers of paddy, but they don't have water. They are using groundwater. So water footprint of agriculture is huge. So the real objective of the 100 million farmer is to transition food and water, that they become net zero, nature positive, and aims to increase farmer resilience. So this will be the right answer. So this will be the right answer. So I hope that you have understood it. I hope that you have understood it. So the right answer is A. Right answer is A. Okay. Moving on. Next question number. Next is question number 48. That was on the current affairs. Which one of the following word phrase is most appropriately used to denote an interoperable network? An interoperable network of 3D virtual world that can be accessed simultaneously by millions of users who can exert property rights over virtual items. So, a virtual world where millions of people can use it simultaneously and people can interact with each other. Okay, what this is? This is metaverse. Now, in recent past, we have seen that the concerts are being organized on metaverse. We see this particular thing, meetings are being organized. In fact, last year, WEF meeting was accessible to journalists through metaverse. So, right answer is C, metaverse. Now, so a very simple question, and I'm pretty sure that the ones giving the paper might have heard about it. Moving on to the next question number 59. It is about the International Grain Council. First statement, India is a member of International Grain Council. A country needs to be member of International Grain Council for exporting or importing of rice and wheat. Now, International Grain Council originally was conceived as International Wheat Council, and it was created in order to facilitate the import and export of food grains over a period of time. Initially for wheat, initially over a period of time, its mandate got expanded, and rice, oil seeds were also included, and therefore name got changed from Wheat Council to Grain Council. Now, when we talk about membership, India is a member, so statement 1 is right. Second statement, if you see this statement and if you use logic, so what it says, country needs to be member for exporting or importing. Now see, so many countries are exporting and importing. Hundreds of countries are doing it. Don't you think that it is more of a matter of sovereignty, that it is a matter of food security? And do you need to be the member just to import and export? On the basis of logic, it does not seem plausible. And the real answer is A is correct. B, the second statement is not correct. So one is correct, second is not statement. The second statement is not correct. So right answer that we get is A, one only. A, one only. Moving on to the next question. Question number 67. Consider the following countries. Consider the following countries. Okay. So this particular question is actually from the report of World Population Prospect report, which provided that India is going to surpass China as the most populous country. Now, question reads that which of the above country are frequently mentioned in the media for their low birth rate or aging population or declining population? Now, first, guys, if you have prepared well, you might be knowing the name of Japan at least, because Japan is so many times in the news with respect to their low birth rate due to their declining population, aging population. So Japan has to be there. So on the basis of that, if we rule out Japan has to be there, B and D will get ruled out. A and C will be the option. Now, Italy. Italy will be there. Italy has one of the lowest birth rate in entire Europe. So Italy will be there. So 1 is there, 2 is there. So on that particular basis, you will get the answer right away, 1, 2 and 4. But let's explore. Then Nigeria and South Africa are the one who have vibrant population, growing up population. Nigeria and South Africa is not there. South Korea is also there. Also, they have very low birth rate. Total fertility rate has declined over the years. So right option here is 1, 2 and 4. A. Moving on. The next question that we have here is 77. What are the duties of Chief of Defense Staff as head of Department of Military Affairs? Now, CDS position was created to bring the jointness in the operations of the armed forces, because India is facing a threat of two-front war from the two hostile neighbors. Now, permanent chairman of Chief of Staff Committee. This will be the function of CDS as the head of Department of Military Affairs. Exercise military command. Now, see, when we talk about the Department of Military Affairs, this is more of a position within the government, and policy formulation is largely the work as per the head of the Department of Military Affairs. So, you see, military command, exercise military command. So, CDS will not exercise military command as the head of DMS. Why? Because DMS is a position within the government. Their work is policy making. So in policy making, exercise of military command will not come. Principal military advisor to Defense Minister, Raksha Mantri. Yes, it is right. So 1 and 3 is right. So the right answer that we have here is D, 1 and 3. Right answer that we have is D, 1 and 3. Moving on, question number 78. Operations undertaken by army towards upliftment of local population in remote areas to address basic needs is called as right option. Now that you can do only on the basis of knowledge, so there is no logic etc is involved. Operation Sadbhavana, C is the right answer. Moving on, question number 81. Consider the following statement regarding Nari Shakti Vandan Adhiniyam 106 Constitutional Amendment Act. Provision will come in effect from 18th Lok Sabha? No. Actually, there are the two conditions that were there. Condition number 1, that these provisions will come in existence after the 2026 delimitation will happen and the census will happen. Now, recent Lok Sabha, therefore, it will not come in existence. So, earliest they will come in implementation in 2029. Force in 15 years. Yes, sunset clause was there. This is the right. There is provision for reservation of seats for SC women within the quota for SC scheduled caste. Right. So, right answer is 1 and 3. That is D. 1 and 3. D is the right answer. Now, moving on to the next one. Question number 82. Exercise Mitra Shakti 2023. Now, first statement is this is a joint military exercise between India and Bangladesh. Now, if you just know the country in which this military exercise is there, you can mark this entire answer. First of all, it is not between India and Bangladesh. It is between India and Sri Lanka. So first statement is itself wrong. And the moment first statement is wrong, A is outruled, C is outruled, B is outruled, only D option we have. So it commenced in on the Pune, right? All the other statements are right. By the logic, you can mark it only if you have the awareness that countries between which it is being coordinated. Then joint response during counter-terrorism operation, right? Indian Air Force was a part. 86. Who is the author of the book The India Way and Why Bharat Matters Now? If UPSC would have given one book, maybe the question might be difficult, but giving two books, the question is fairly easy. S. Jaishankar. S. Jaishankar. Then question number 87, match the following pairs with the countries. Argentina, worst economic crisis. Sudan, war between the countries, regular army and paramilitary. Turkey rescinded its membership of NATO. Argentina, right. They are in fact facing the worst economic crisis, and see that what has happened. Inflation is out of control. They have persistently high fiscal deficit. They are defaulting on their sovereign loan, sovereign debt. So yes, there is economic crisis that is going on. Sudan war, yes, it is going on. Actually, between Sudan, South Sudan, in the paramilitary, within the Sudan, there are wars that are going on. So the statement 2 is right. Turkey resigned its membership of NATO. Fine, not right. Fine. So 1 and 2 is right. So how many pairs are correct? 2 pairs are correct. Right answer is option B. Moving on. Question number 88. Statement 1. Sumed pipeline is a strategic route for Persian Gulf oil and natural gas shipments to Europe. Now, when we talk about Sumed pipeline is a strategic pipeline passing largely through Egypt, and it connects the Mediterranean till the Red Sea till the Mediterranean. That is correct. Now, understand this thing according to the EIA website. Sumed pipeline transports oil as well as gas both. And as it is connecting the Red Sea with the Mediterranean, that is also correct. Statement 2. Sumed pipeline connects the Red Sea with the Mediterranean Sea. Yes, and both areas are very strategic. And as it is providing important energy resources to Europe, it becomes strategically important. So, right answer here is both statement 1 and 2 are correct, and statement 2 explains statement 1. Okay. However, one disclaimer I just want to give you here. Certain websites and certain places mention that Sumed pipeline transports only oil. So that discrepancy is still there. So that is there. I am just acknowledging that particular fact right now. Then question 91. There is instability and worsening security situation in the Sahel region, and there have been military takeovers, coups in several countries of Sahel region. Yes. In past, countries such as Mali, Burkina Faso, Chad, there are the attempt of coups that have happened. Because of that, the security conditions actually have crippled down in the Sahel region. Now, what is Sahel region? Sahel region, it is in the northern part of Africa. And human indicators, economic indicators are very poor in these particular region. And because of the coups, situations has become even more poor. So right option is A. Both statement and 1, 2 are correct, and statement 2 explains statement 1. Question 96. Statement 1. European Parliament approved the Net Zero Industry Act recently. Yes, they have passed this act, and this act is passed to speed up the carbon transition in Europe. Statement 2. European Union intends to achieve carbon neutrality by 2040 and aims to develop all of its clean energy by that time. Now, 2040 is not right. They want to develop they want to become carbon neutral by 2050. So, right answer is D. Statement 1 is incorrect, but statement 2 is correct. Right answer is D. Question 97. Recently, Venezuela achieved a rapid recovery from its economic crisis and succeeded in preventing people fleeing or emigrating to their country. Now you see this particular thing that as we talk about Venezuela. Venezuela had huge economic crisis, and recently economic recovery has happened, but economic recovery is not that much that now people are not immigrating. This word rapid recovery is not there. So statement 1 is not right. Venezuela has the world's largest oil reserves. Yes, proven oil reserve Venezuela has. It is right. So right answer is D. Statement 1 is incorrect. Statement 2 is correct. D is the right answer. Moving on, question number 98. With reference to Digital India Land Record Modernization Program, consider following. To be very frank, this is not actually a current affair question. This is a very old scheme. Let's read the statement 1. To implement the scheme, central government provide 100% funding. It is right. In 2016, this scheme got converted to central sector scheme. Central sector scheme, 100% funding is by central government. Implementation is with the state. So it got converted as central sector scheme in 2016. Right. Under the scheme, cadastral maps are digitized. Cadastral maps are the maps which are showing boundaries, etc., between the different land parcels. So yes, they will be digitized. And third initiative has been undertaken to transliterate the records of rights from local language to any of language recognized by constitution. Yes. So maps will be, land records will be translated to the languages mentioned in the schedule 8, which contains 22 languages. So all the statements are right. The right answer will be D, 1, 2 and 3. Question number 99. Pradhan Mantri Surakshit Matritva Abhiyan. Now, this particular statement largely aims to provide the antenatal care to the women. Now, there are two: antenatal and postnatal care. Antenatal care is given to the women who are pregnant. Postnatal care is given after the pregnancy. Now, scheme guarantees a minimum package of antenatal care to women in their second and third trimester. Right. And 6-month post-delivery healthcare service in any government health facility. Now, this is not mentioned. So, statement first half part is right, half part is wrong. So, the statement as a whole is not right. Under the scheme, private sector healthcare providers of certain specialties can volunteer to provide service at nearby government health facilities. Actually, this initiative, Prime Minister in his Man Ki Baat insisted the doctors to volunteer. So this is also right. The second is right, first is not right. So the which right answer is 2 only. And next, question 100. With reference to Pradhan Mantri Shram Yogi Man Dhan, consider the following statement. The entry age group for enrollment is 21 to 40 years. Not right. It is actually 18 years to 40 years. So statement 1 is not right. So C is outruled. B is outruled. Age specific contribution shall be made by the beneficiary. Yes. Subscriber under the scheme shall receive a minimum pension of 3,000 per month after attaining age of 60. This is also right. Family pension is applicable to spouse and unmarried daughters. No. Unmarried daughters is not right. Spouse only it will be given, and that is 50%. So 1 is wrong, 4 is wrong. So 1 and 4 should not be there in the option. Fine. 1 and 4 should not be there in the option. What is the right? Right is 2 and 3. Right is 2 and 3. Sorry, 2 and 3, B only. Okay. So again, I'll explain the question if there's any confusion. Statement 1 is wrong. Why statement 1 is wrong? Because age is not 21 to 40, it is 18 to 40. A specific contribution, right. 3 statement, minimum contribution 3,000 rupees after 60, right. So 2 and 3. Fourth, family pension is applicable to the spouse and unmarried daughters. No, only spouse. So therefore, the statement 4th is wrong. So statement 1 is wrong, statement 4 is wrong, 2 and 3 is right, and 2 and 3, B answer is right one. So this is guys all about it. And with this, we come to an end to the current affairs question from Prelims 2024. I hope that you have understood it. That is all. Thank you so much.